My presentation today is basically I'm just sharing with you a best practice within our organization in regards to how to improve employees' health and well-being. I don't know if one of the reasons was that we were asked to come and share this, and I thank the committee for that, was in 2014, Mansoori won the award from Demand Insurance as the best organization for wellness and health program in the UAE. So we're just sharing our journey. We've called it a holistic approach to health and wellness. Why did I call it holistic? Because the program that we have within the organization looks at health from many different viewpoints. It looks at it from the body, the mind, the spirit, the emotion, and the environment. And we try to educate individuals within our organization to understand those different elements. The last thing we want them to do is when they fall sick is to keep running to a GP and getting medicated because in the holistic approach we believe that taking medication doesn't always might solve that initial problem, but might also lead to other cause and effects and might damage other organs. So the whole idea is to look at the holistic approach in how we manage our employees' health. Now, the program is called Health Monitoring Management System. Just like anything else, it's built because we believe our employees are our greatest assets. About 15 years ago, our CEO, who some of you met yesterday, Nabil Al-Alawi, basically said, we do a lot for safety, but we don't do enough for health. So he looked around the industry and said, I want to benchmark what is the industry doing or organizations to benchmark against health. And unfortunately, we couldn't find anything anywhere out there of benchmarking employees' health. So he developed an in-house program called the Health Monitoring Management System, where you categorize employees into 4 different categories, and I'll walk you through that, and how do you try to get them to improve it from there. Now this is unfortunately very compact. It's just showing you the overview, the management system of how we manage our employees. When they first come in, they have medical examinations, very similar to every organization here. The exams are not specific. Maybe we have 1 or 2 extra tests that are required. Then from there, we classify employees into 1 of 4 categories, and I'll explain those to you in a little bit more detail. Then we have specific programs that manage those individuals' specific health concerns that they have and other health activities, and then they're reassessed on a periodical time frame. Now, the 4 categories that we have for our employees that they're categorized into is, category 1 is basically a healthy employee that lives a healthy lifestyle. Category 2 is somebody that's healthy but doesn't live a healthy lifestyle. Either they smoke or their blood sugar levels are on the borderline, and I'll show you some of the parameters in the next slide. Category 3 is the person that has to take regular medication on a daily basis. And category 4 is somebody that we say, you must stop, go get treated, and when you're healthy, you can come back and join the organization, and that would also include things like TB or hepatitis. Now, unfortunately, in our hospitals here, when somebody goes through their medical, if they fall under, if they fall under any of these categories here, with cholesterol of 201 and a little bit above, or HDL 39 or less, or blood sugar level 100, blood pressure, what usually happens is the doctor says, okay, you look fine, everything's perfect, we'll see you next year. In Mansoori, it's very different. We take these as red flags, and we say, hold on a minute, you're leading an unhealthy lifestyle, and if you continue the way you're going, in a few years' time, you're either going to be diabetic, you're going to have cholesterol issues, or other health issues. So this is what our benchmarking of our HMMS system makes us a little bit unique, because we take these red flags and then we put a program in for each individual employee for them to be able to have an action plan to improve through natural means, either through healthy diet, lifestyle changes, even smoking cessation programs and things like that. Now, we had to collect a lot of data, and we've been doing this now for over 10 years. That we've developed a digital system about 2-3 years ago where we started tracking in a lot more detail and accuracy, because our CEO used to come to me and say, Karim, can you show me that all these efforts that we're putting in towards our HMMS, are we really improving? And I always kept on telling him, it's very difficult to give you an answer. And I'll show you why in a minute and some of the challenges that we have. But just to break down the kind of information that we collect, this is to break it down by employees. Category 1, about 450 employees are in Category 1, 17%. About 1,500 people are in Category 2. Category 3, we have 175. And this is some of the challenges of medicals being expired, or some employees, because their contractors in different countries have not been involved into this program. And this is being tracked, and pressure is being put on the business units to try to address those issues. This is a little bit more detail on the breakdown of overweight and obesity and underweight. So we kind of track those. All this information of the individuals is confidential to the health department, and they are called in one-to-one, and they are consulted with a one-to-one with a doctor. Smokers, we can also break it down by smokers, and everybody, we know the exact details. This is a very, very important slide because it shows you our progress as an organization with the major health concerns that the UAE and the region in general is faced with. Cholesterol. We've tried to find numbers, but I don't know how accurate these numbers are. It's always a challenge trying to get national numbers. But if you look at Mansoori over the last 5-6 years, in 2014 we had 25% with high cholesterol versus 36% in the UAE. Now, one of the questions I asked my health advisor was, is this 36% the total population, or is it 36% the adult population? And we really couldn't get much information on that. But what we're concerned is with our numbers and what we're doing to improve those numbers. One area that is of a huge concern in this region is diabetes, which is at around 21%. Within our organization, it's about 5%. There's a lot of work that we do to educate employees on sugar issues and eating healthy and exercising and things like that, and I'll show you a few of those. And we also measure the pre-diabetics as well. So we don't just limit it to once you're diabetic, but when the red flags go up, that's an opportunity for us to try to make those lifestyle changes. Why it's a big challenge is when you're hiring about 550 new employees coming in every year, it distorts your numbers. So that's why you see those jumps in the previous graph, depending on how many people were recruited. So now what we do is we also try to keep numbers of employees that we're recruiting, and there's other statistics on that as well. One of the goals that we have as a vision is through our health monitoring management system is to have 0 lost sick days during the year. And how we try to achieve this is through educating our employees to take care of their health, to strengthen their immune system. We analyze this data and we look at what are concerns around maybe people that have musculoskeletal issues, and we try to educate them on those and stuff. Sorry, just going back. So we track, the numbers at the bottom are just the different companies that part of the Al Mansoori group, but we track how we're doing as an organization. Last year in 2014, we had 0.89 lost sick days per employee throughout the year, which is an improvement from the previous year. We have 2 naturopathic doctors within our organization who have specialized in eating right as a cure rather than conventional medication. They are medical doctors and can prescribe medication, but the first aim is to educate people to eat right and change their lifestyle. And each individual, especially if they're category 2 and category 3, they're called in and a plan is developed for them. We can't force them to take on that plan, but we can encourage them through education and consultation and hopefully monitoring by calling them in 6 weeks later or 3 months later, depending on what the doctor feels is necessary, and having constant chats with them. We also have a health lab which we have purchased a dark field microscopy, which is basically you just take a prick of a drop of blood and they can actually see their live blood cells through a microscope on a big screen. And through that you can identify all these different ailments that might be evident through the blood system. And this also, we found this is a useful tool because it's not just numbers on a lab report, but now they can actually see some of the concerns within their live blood cells. It's just an extra tool that we use to help convince our employees. We also have a body matrix ultrasound because we have a lot of different activities for weight loss. And this machine basically helps our doctors make sure that the ones that are involved in weight loss programs are losing fat rather than muscle, and that they're doing the right thing. We have a lot of education and awareness programs throughout the organization. I would like to highlight 2 key trainings that we have in the organization. One is Know Your Body training, and the other one is Healthy Lifestyle training. Know Your Body and Healthy Lifestyle, they're 4 hours each. They're mandatory for every single employee to attend the trainings. Excuse me. And these are some of the other awareness programs that we have running constantly through safety meetings and other events. Now, I've put in 2-3 slides just to show you a sample of the Know Your Body training, because I believe it's one of the best trainings I've ever attended. And how many times have we heard people say to you out there, take care of your health? What we found was most people don't even understand the basic anatomy of their bodies, let alone how to take care of them. So part of the Know Your Body training is to educate everybody about their different organs and what are the functions of their organs so they can appreciate what the liver does. So that's part of the training. Another one that I've thrown up there because I love this example is you always hear people telling you, don't eat trans fats, don't eat hydrogenated oils. But can I ask the audience, how many people here know why? If you could just raise your hands, please. Why we shouldn't eat hydrogenated oils or trans fats? Can anybody answer me? Doctors? So we've got a few in the room, but majority of the people don't. You're told don't eat McDonald's. They're full of trans fats. Don't eat this, don't eat that, but we don't know why. And until people can appreciate why, then they can make the real changes in their lives. So I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just doing it from hearsay, from the trainings that I've received, but I think that it's so powerful. The smallest living thing in your body is a cell. And like any living organism, a cell needs to eat and excrete waste. And this is a picture of a cell wall. So to get nutrition, it has a fatty membrane, like a protective layer, and it allows nutrition to come in, and it's utilized by the cell at the cellular level, and excretion to go out. Now, my understanding is when you start eating all these hydrogenated oils and bad fats, what happens is your body now, building blocks are made out of not the viscous fat, the good fat. It's actually starting to become like plastic, where it doesn't permit nutrition to enter and excretion to go out. So then you get inflammation at the cellular level. And what happens there now is all the diseases start forming. You get your cancers, your heart disease, and everything else, because the foundation for all diseases is inflammation at the cellular level. So we try to educate people, and once they can understand a little bit more on why they shouldn't do things and why they're bad for them, hopefully they can make those big changes. Now, I've put this up there because this is, I think, also another very powerful slide. This is butter, and these are ants eating the butter. This is margarine. You've got a few dead ants who have eaten the margarine. Now, unfortunately, all our biscuits that we give our kids, all the packaged items are pumped with hydrogenated oils. Why? Because they don't spoil, because even the animals won't eat it. And that's what we're giving our kids. So part of this training is to educate parents and to educate our employees on the importance of taking ownership of their health, reading labels, understanding what they're putting into their mouths and the mouths of their family members. And this training is, we've shared it with clients, we've also done it for family members, so it's quite inclusive as well to try to educate as many people as possible. We also have other awareness programs that we have is we send out SMSs every day to all of our employees with a small 3-4 lines on different health tips just to keep people refreshed, and hopefully if any of these information can sink in, all the better.
Karim, can you summarize in the next
Yes. Okay, 2 minutes. Bring your own, but the company won't support that. And we have different catering policies, no smoking policies, and that brings it to an end.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Karim. Since I allowed Mark a question from the floor, maybe we can take a quick question for Karim. Anyone wants to ask a question about the activities that have been shown? Yes.
Oil and gas services.
Go on. Ask your question.
Karim, thank you for your presentation. It's really interesting. Looking at your data, the people that are coming in or over time is that cholesterol levels appear to be going up and smoking rates appear to be going down. So do you think that, are you recruiting a healthier or less healthy workforce over time?
I think it's mixed from year to year. It goes up and it goes down depending on who's coming in. But we do have an unwritten policy that if you have a choice between two newly graduates, one that smokes and one that doesn't smoke, we take the one that doesn't smoke. Unfortunately, we can do that in this part of the world, and we do. So yes, we do go for the healthier option, the people that do take care of their, because the philosophy at the end of the day is, that our CEO has is his responsibility when an employee comes in at the age of 22 to 25, that when they retire at the age of 55 or 60, that they're as healthy as they are the day they came in. And the company, or he truly believes that it is his responsibility to make sure that he takes them through that journey and educates them and tries to get them. Good. So, thank you.
Okay.